Good morning, this is Jack from Charting the Markets, and this is the pre-market webinar for the morning of Tuesday, the 13th of April. My disclaimer, I do this for educational purposes only. I'm here to share my technical analysis with you. I hope you can take some of what I'm doing, learn from it, transfer it to your own charts. I'm not here to issue trading signals. Right. Okay, let's have a look at ES. Now, we've now got, I mentioned on the post-market charts last night that we had possible sell signals brewing on all of ES, NQ, and YM. And they have fixed. We had a very, the inflation number came in better than expected, which actually surprised me. Market went up 20 handles and has now given it back. We've got a sell signal here. We've got a little level top here, although it's really not large. So in fact, actually, let's have a quick look at ES here. It's pretty small, but on a sustained break, we've got a nested double top. There's an argument here for a break below 58.05, getting down to about the 57.30 area. I'm a little skeptical. The main double top we've got here is a much smaller one, sustained break below 58.34, looks for about 5,800 or so, or about 10 handles lower. So we've got very similar setup on NQ. We don't have a sell signal on RTY. We do have a sell signal on YM. I'm thinking we're likely to see a bit of retracement here. We will see, but really I thought that would start overnight, and we haven't seen any sign of that yet. And actually the YM sell signals made it halfway to target already without it going significantly down. But I am expecting to see a bit of retracement stroke consolidation. We'll see how that goes. All right, looking at the bigger picture charts, I had a look when we got to the, Right, I had a look when we got to the close yesterday. We lost the negative divergence on the RSI 5 on ES and on SPX and on the Qs and on DIA. So we don't have, we lost it on IWM. So we don't have any RSI 5 daily sell signals brewing. So basically it broke out, went up instead, and we've lost all the divergences. We need to establish another divergence before we had any chance of a daily sell signal. In terms of the 200 DMA, obviously that was a gap above it, and we've stayed above it. We might see a back test of it, and a back test of it could, of course, obviously involve a decline of 100 handles, which wouldn't be, but in terms of this time break up, that wouldn't be an unusually sign consolidation. But if that is converted to support, then we may well be on the way back to a retest of the all-time high at 6143.43. And I have mentioned on multiple occasions that the SPX particularly really does like its retests. In terms of the 15-minute chart, we've got RSI 14 and RSI 5 sell signals fixed on 15 minutes, and we got the same on the Qs, except we've already reached possible near miss target on the RSI 5 one. We've got the same on DIA, and we haven't got that on IWM. Looking at IWM, so the sell signals, generally speaking, would deliver, the sell signals would generally speaking deliver some retracement or consolidation here, and that is what I'm expecting to see. Looking at IWM, we lost the divergence on the daily, nothing on the hourly so far, and we didn't get any negative divergence on 15-minute because we didn't actually get back to the high. In terms of the trend lines I drew in, it finally reached but went through the trend line that I was looking at on IWM. We went through with force the ones on DIA and Qs as we'd already gone through those. And in terms of SPX, we gapped over it slightly. That was the trend line I drew in. So we will see. But at the moment, we're over the 200 DMA. We may be, after a likely consolidation, we may be heading back up into a retest of the all-time high. And in the short term, we've got hourly sell signals suggesting that we're going to see some retracement today and maybe tomorrow. We will see how that goes, because the market's still adjusting the inflation number, and the inflation number was unexpectedly good. All right, let's have a look at other instruments on DX. DX, we're still testing this declining resistance. We made it to the IHS neckline. This is an important declining resistance trend line, and we haven't broken it over it yet. We do have a weak 60-minute sell signal fixed on ZB. CB, we did have a potential level bottom here, but we haven't really anymore. We've got a 60-minute buy signal, but the last one failed, and this one might fail too. I've been leaning towards this head and shoulders making target, which it did, and then a reversal back to retest these lows, and I think that may well be in progress here. Certainly, the buy signal isn't delivering any buying action. On CL, we broke up from the monthly pivot. We have come back and back tested the monthly pivot. If we make a higher high, I will be fairly confidently expecting to see this IHS target in the 65.5 area. Now, as I mentioned when this IHS was forming, that may be part of an A, B, C flag. Ideally, the trendline target for that would be up in the 67 area. We will see. So I'm thinking we may well be heading there. NG, we had a channel here that broke, and we've now got a rising wedge, and that rising wedge is breaking down. This may be a bear flag, and we may be looking at a move back to retest this low in the 3 area. On GC, I'm leaning towards ABC, and at the moment the C hasn't got below the A wave, so I'm leaning down. But my nice looking channel on SI, SI was looking unexpectedly strong yesterday, and it's actually broken over the channel. So we have lost the channel, and this is no longer a target down in the 31.4 area. We could be heading up to retest the highs early. PA, we had a double top here that's broken down with a target in the 930 to 926 to 929 area, and we got a weak 6-minute buy signal fixed, but I'm leaning towards that target being made. Platinum, we've got a possible double top here too, but it hasn't broken down and may not. On HG, this head and shoulders pattern we had here converted into, it wasn't huge, it wasn't a particularly great head and shoulder pattern. It's now very obviously a very nice looking falling wedge with 4 touches on the resistance trend line and 3 on the support. I'm liking this for a break to the upside. That's what will normally happen with falling wedges, and this is probably the same. USD, 60-minute buy signal fixed, GBP USD, 60-minute buy signal fixed, USD JPY, 60-minute sell signal fixed. These are all supporting dollar going upwards. Sell signal fixed on Canadian dollar, and we've got a weak buy signal fixed on NZ. Every single one of those is backing the dollar going up more, so we may well see that. KC, this is converting into a flag. I'm going to take off this note here. But this has gone below the monthly pivot, and this looks like a bull flag forming. And probably is. If that's the case, then I'd be expecting it to turn back up pretty much any time. Because we've already hit the 50% retracement level. SB, possible bottoming action here. Obviously on the daily and weekly charts, we've got a possible large yawning area below where it could be headed. On CC, still got this double bottom, still thinking about whether it's going to actually break up with any force. On wheat, I'm maybe leaning a little lower, but we may have made the target I was looking at. I will, hang on, let's have a quick look at that now. Bear with me a moment. All right, hang on. Has wheat made my downside target? Almost. Very, very close. And may well make it today. I was looking for a retest of 495.5, and the low yesterday was at 497.42. Almost there, but not quite. Okay, let's have a look at corn. Corn hasn't quite made it to the retest this low, and I'm leaning towards that going a little lower too. Soy, well, I was having a look at this yesterday. Now, obviously, there's a pause on the Chinese tariffs. I've been a bit surprised that soy's been so strong while the tariffs have been on, but the tariffs have mostly come off now. I mean, obviously, it's sort of like 35% or something. So but going into China, they're only at 10%. Now, China has been buying more soy from Brazil, and it's obviously been doing that in the last couple of years. But I've been having a look, and they've got some fairly serious problems at the ports until the ports get upgraded in Brazil. Chances are most of that soy business is likely to come back, I think. So I'm thinking the tariff move is likely to be leaning bullish for soy. Cotton, next obvious target would be a retest of this high. Lumber. Still leaning lower on this. Live cattle has continued higher. No obvious reason to think that it's about to turn. And lean hogs is still thinking about this head and shoulders, which but this setup here is looking increasingly like a bull flag. Looking at soybean oil, I think this is broken up with a target and a retest this high here in the 51.2 area, and heating oil has already made this double bottom target. And actually, I've got, as soon as we retest this high here, I'll have a possible 6-minute sell signal brewing. That is suggesting we might end a little early, but I'm still quite liking CL higher, so we shall see. All right, great. In that case, let's have a quick look at questions, of which we have none. Okay, on ES, we've got sell signals fixed on ES, on NQ, on YM, and on all three of those on the RTH indices, we've got 15-minute RSI 14 sell signals fixed. I'm liking some retracement or consolidation here. We will see whether we go. All right, cheers, no worries, and I will catch you guys tomorrow morning.